Hello and welcome to another episode of The Head Turner Season 3, where we bring you insightful and conversations with industry leaders shaping the futures of textile and fashion. Today, we have the privilege of speaking with Dr. Kiruba Devi, with a wealth of experience in driving sourcing strategies and managing categories across global markets. It's an honor to have you here with us today. Before we begin our conversation, could you please share a bit about your exciting work you're currently leading?
Hey, hi. Good morning, Payal. Excited to be part of this, firstly. Yes, I head the category and sourcing in the organization called ZIVAME. ZIVAME is one of the leading lingerie brand in India, and I'm here for last 10 years. And I handle the back end here, right from sourcing, buying, quality, planning inventory, and ensuring that you maintain a great inventory health. So I lead a bit of product development here along with my colleagues, and this is what I do right now. And Previously, I was handling again a category for women's wear in one of the niche segment. It's about two decades of experience right now in product development to sourcing to category management.
That's fantastic, I feel. And speaking of Zivame, we all know that Indian textile brands are increasingly eyeing global markets to expand their footprints. In your opinion, which emerging markets show the most potential for Indian brands to grow and establish a stronger presence?
If you ask me, I think any great consumption market would be the market that we would like to be present. It could be a country like US, or it could be country like EU or UK, and there are a lot of emerging countries, right, like Japan and Russia, where the consumptions are pretty good. So we would like to expand there. Already we are present in UAE and other parts of Southeast Asia. So I think countries like this would be apt for the brand like us to expand, or any Indian brands for that matter, who are very good in aesthetics and technology. I think they can look at countries like this.
And what do we think these Indian brands should focus on when approaching these markets?
Well, I think as an Indian brand, we would be very strong in India in terms of consumer understanding, in terms of coining the products for our markets. If you look at those markets, I think we should fine tune our assortment, fine tune our product offering completely, basis their requirement. And yes, I think quality wise, I think Indian brands are no lesser than any other country. So a good quality product, tweaking the assortment and offering basis the requirement of the other countries, understanding the consumer needs, I think we should be ready to go with.
Now, the emerging markets, we spoke about Japan and Russia, and
Yeah.
they've been discussed as potential key players in sourcing as well. From your experience in
Mhm.
category management, how do you see India position itself as a sourcing hub for these markets? What strategies can India adopt?
If you coin these countries, right, like Russia and Japan, who are technologically strong, if you look at any brands available there, that the products are really innovative, and they're slightly more premium. And looking at that, I think India is no lesser in manufacturing those. Yes, volumes could be a bigger challenge, but I think we do have a fair infrastructure for developing those kind of products. Even in our brand, we do a lot of innovative technical products in India. But you need to put that effort to ensure that the partners are aligned, which means the sourcing manufacturing partners are aligned.
Right. So we only spoke about, I think we only spoke about volume, but we also feel like design is the key differentiator in these global markets. And so innovation and design playing an important role in helping these. How do you see this will stand out? Like the Indian brands will stand out with design and innovation. Are there any design trends that Indian brands should focus on to stay competitive globally?
Yeah, I think today Indian designers are up class. They really follow the international trends per se, because we Indians are also following international trends. But having the touch of that particular country, that really works better. You need to understand their cultural requirements. You need to understand their lifestyle better to really make the design successful. Yes, innovation is part of the design in itself, right? Just because the technology exists, you don't need to force the technology onto a product until it is required. If comfort is being the important thing, you need to ensure, or you need to figure out which technology brings in that comfort and apply that innovative techniques in your products to make it really up class. So understanding, or you know understanding their own cultural values and their requirement would be the prime focus for any designers. I think otherwise Indian designers are really up class to deliver any kind of colors or any kind of trends, any kind of silhouettes, any kind of patterns. I think understanding them is the a key thing that we should additionally do that. Yeah.
But to also consider that consumer demands are quickly changing, especially in these markets, international markets. You've been overseeing the category management, right? Do you think international Indian textile brands needs to make their sourcing strategies more customer centric?
See, customer centric is the important thing in for any sourcing, for that matter. I mean, like everything revolves around that consumer per se in the market. Uh, Customers are evolving, no doubt, because we are seeing a huge change in the consumer preference. Even in last 3 years, leave the COVID, that was really given a different kind of perspective. Even post COVID, we are seeing a lot of changes in consumer behaviors. Per se, in our own category, we seeing a lot of changes, uh, uh, comfort being the primary focus, uh, because primarily those days, if I talk about 2 3 years back, fashionability, all of that was really on top of the mind of the consumer. So we apply a lot of colors, we give in a lot of we put in more efforts in bringing that into the consumer, into the assortment.
According to
But
design.
right now, yes, yes, but right now, if you look at it, the design has become prime important in bringing comfort. So how is your construction changing? How is your techniques getting applied on the product to make it very comfortable? Is your fabric playing an important role? More than aesthetics, the raw material in itself is playing a very, very important role these days, uh, uh, for the changing behavior of the consumer. So every now and then the consumer is evolving, and there is no hard rule saying this is what has to be done. You need to understand the consumer and what is their top of mind requirement, and you have to keep tweaking the designs, because it's always ongoing, and it's always evolving. So every year, or every you need to be constantly in touch with your consumer, understanding what is their requirement, and you have to make a smaller tweaks, and then the larger changes if required, and we have to keep moving on. Yeah.
Right. So since the entire world is, I don't know, basically after technology, digitalization, AI, everything. So how do you see these advancements in AI, blockchain, and other innovations influencing sourcing and category management? Are there any specific tools or technologies that you could think of maybe could be the game changer?
See, I think these technologies are very, very helpful, because see, sometimes we overlook stuff, and there is some subjective call that we take, overruling the numbers that has been delivered. But I think this AI really helps us, or the technology really helps us to do away all of this. One small example is, we used to see design in 2Ds, which is like a paper, or just a PDF, or any other formats, right? You
Yeah.
can't visualize how the product is going to look like. Those days only the extreme the only stream specialist look at this. But today I have business uh, candidates from business school who's taking care of my category management, it's very difficult for them to visualize a product like how a textile engineer or how a textile person visualize. So these tools help us to visualize the product better. So right now we do something like a 3D and 4D design where I can just turn the mannequin or turn the avatar and see how the back is looking like.
Walk-ups.
I can allow the avatar to walk and see how it will look on the forefront of the products. So the visualization is very easy. That is one technology that we use currently that I feel it is very easy. Secondly, in category management, color balancing is very important. You know, you may have like 100 styles together in a season. You would like to color balance. What historically we used to do is, take it in Excel or lay it together, see whether the color is right or not right. Right now, there are tools which help us to color balance well. It says that you're over indexed in blue, you're over indexed in pink. Well, it is visually there, but still at times, these kind of technologies help us to really give the precise assortment to the consumer. And the preference is like I always mention, in India every 250 kilometers is one country. The cultural changes are there, the language changes, what we eat, how we dress up, everything changes.
For sure.
To really cater such vast country with lot of diversity, you need to see regional preferences as well. So the tools like this tell me that Delhi prefers this color, Ludhiana prefers this color, Bangalore prefers this color, Pune is this, Hyderabad is this. So humanly handling such diverse assortment is difficult, but technology helps us to put things together. It gives us pointers like how you could do, how, what is the top sellers of Delhi, on what are the preferences. And as a category management person, we always need to understand what is the lost opportunity, because the data is there to understand what has sold, what
Right.
has what is the lost opportunity is something that all this buildup of technology help us to assess what is not available. There are a lot of tools available to understand consumer sentiments in terms of or consumer preferences. All this really help to make decision more precise, because we operate with a lot of budget, and any mistakes, human errors that we make is a big loss for the company. So all this technology per se in category management helps us to do a lot. Coming to sourcing, yes, of course, the TNA, we all know we maintain a chart and we have PLM to maintain. But having the transparency within the organization that, hey, I am shipping out this goods, it's going to be available, it triggers the other stakeholders to act upon it, so that we don't waste time in the desk for taking any decisions or taking any next steps. So a tool like a PLM helps us a lot. For quality control, there are tools that randomly allocate quality inspectors to the factory, and they don't need to literally click the pictures and put it end of the day and create the report very late night and send it to the sourcing team or the buying team saying it's ready, right? On the
Okay.
go, they can just click, it gets updated into the system. By the time they step out of the factory, I have a report in my hand and I know what is the thing and I can really take it forward. It
Mhm.
really reduces the labor of work, or it reduces that extra time of the quality control and quality control personnel, and it is seamless. So I think technology brings in a lot of positive thing into the system, especially for the organization like us who are very agile, who wants to do things quickly and who wants
Right.
to get things better. So I think yes, that's a great thing about having technology. But what you give is what you get out, so you have to be very mindful of what is the input that you're giving to the system to get the
Right.
output. Yeah.
That brings us to the end. I think technology has made all of our lives easier. We just have to be mindfully use it. So thank you so much for sharing your invaluable insights into design and innovation. Your expertise helped, it's helping anyway illuminate the exciting future on how we can lead in global markets. I am so glad to have you here today. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, Payal. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.